Hello and a very warm welcome to our special sponsored feature show, Chintels presents Builders of Future India. In the next half hour, we bring to you incredible stories of young innovators and entrepreneurs who are making a difference and contributing in making a better future for India. And joining me on our show today is the Managing Director of Chintels Group, Prashant Solomon. Prashant, thank you so much for having us over at your lovely residence, first of all.
It's my pleasure.
We are talking about innovation, we are talking about the power of the youth, how important it is for a country like ours, which is a very young country, to think out of the box, experiment, take risks.
It's extremely important because if you look at history, every single innovation that we have, things like the cell phone, the car, the airplane, anything, is the result of somebody's creativity and somebody who took that risk to actually bring that alive. And that is very important for any country to develop. And I think the most bright and fresh ideas come from the youth. And that is why it's very important for people to encourage the youth to be innovative, as well as to translate that innovation into entrepreneurship.
What is the core philosophy that you work with?
We believe that our customer is all important. That is why, I always tell everyone in my sales team that when somebody is investing in Chintels, they're putting a lot of trust in us. And it's not just about building houses, it's about creating homes. Because real estate is one investment that is generally a once in a lifetime investment, and you have to respect and honor the customers.
Having a home of their own is probably the biggest dream for millions in a country like India. And working towards fulfilling many of these dreams is the Chintels Group, which believes in building the future now. The group's flagship company, Chintels India Limited, is in the process of developing over 600 acres of self-owned prime land in Delhi and NCR. Drawing some of the best talent from the real estate industry, Chintels has an ever-growing team of engineers, architects, finance, marketing and CRM professionals, all of whom are committed to delivering high-quality projects. Initiative, innovation and commitment to be the best are the driving forces that have catapulted the Chintels Group to be among the top 10 landowners, and they are emerging as one of the fastest growing developers in Delhi and the NCR region. Their goal is to build quality real estate projects that are delivered on time using innovation and foresight with a vision of building relationships and trust for generations to come.
Well, that was Chintels for you. And now we will introduce you to some young entrepreneurs who are the builders of future India.
Manpura Machheri, a village about an hour away from the pink city, Jaipur. Untouched by the glitz and glamour associated with a big city, where people are still struggling for basic amenities like power and electricity. But now, things are fast changing for them, and bringing about this change is Ajaita Shah, founder of Frontier Markets. This young social entrepreneur is living her dream and changing the lives of the people by providing solar solutions, not just to Machhera, but several other villages of Rajasthan.
Today, there's 700 million households that have unreliable access to electricity, huge market opportunity, because the sun is ample.
Today, Ajaita is among the 30 under 30 social entrepreneurs listed by Forbes. Ajaita's India-based Frontier Markets brings clean energy to families at the base of the economic pyramid.
खुद को फायदा हमारे देखो एक दो खेती की रुखाड़ी होगी बढ़िया बिजली कभी आती है कभी नहीं आती तो गाय खा देते हैं रोज खा देते हैं तो लाइट से देख लेते हैं उनको और हमारे बच्चे ना वो भी पढ़ने लग गए बिना लाइट का ही नहीं पढ़ते थे ये फायदा है सोलर.
Though there are many groups involved in helping rural households tackle the problems of unhealthy cooking and lighting practices, Frontier Markets goes a step further and trains locals who in turn educate and sell the products to rural households. turning the poorest of the poor into entrepreneurs. But the journey to reach this stage was not easy.
People used to be like, pagal hai kya kariye gaon mein ja karke, or my parents would be like, देखो इतना पढ़ाया कि तू वापस जाकर के गांव में बैठी भी रहे. And I used to always smile and say, you're not getting it. This is the biggest opportunity that we have.
But today, everyone is proud of her. She works out of an office in Jaipur, which in itself is a model for optimum use of solar energy, as everything in her office runs on solar power.
जो भी कोई बाहर से आता है, देखता है, उसको विश्वास होता है कि क्या सौर ऊर्जा पे पूरा ऑफिस चल सकता है. तो ये ऑफिस सौर ऊर्जा का अपने आप में एक उदाहरण है.
Working late nights, planning how to expand her operations, looking for ways to change more lives. This change maker believes there is still a long way to go for her.
I wake up every day loving what I do. I wake up every day not knowing what's going to happen next. And I wake up every day testing my abilities. And, it's one thing to be a startup entrepreneur, learning business skills from scratch. But it's another thing to be a social entrepreneur, having to also understand that you have a responsibility for the profitability that you're creating.
An incredible story panning from New York to Rajasthan and talking about solar energy. Are you using solar energy at Chintels?
Yes, absolutely. We have to now. The Haryana government has prescribed that you have to use a certain amount of solar power for your water heating as well as your street lighting. So all of those are being incorporated in our group housing as well as townships as well as the commercial projects. And I'm a big believer in solar energy because the sun is a almost unlimited source of energy. And I think more than 99.9% of that is being wasted.
We now move on to our next inspiring story and talk about Saajan Varanasi.
An entrepreneur, a leader, a visionary. Saajan Varanasi is all this and more. Born and brought up in Odisha, this youngster is exploring the art of creating wealth from waste and working towards bringing about a change with his entrepreneurial skills. Design Mafia, founded by Saajan and two of his friends, has been rapidly expanding and inspiring many others to upcycle materials, which in turn is also providing employment to the socially underprivileged.
Upcycling is kind of a very noble kind of initiative and noble kind of a technique. And the recycling is actually a downcycling process where we actually tend to use a lot of energies and external energies to make something good. And in upcycling, we can actually come out with something very new, very innovative, and something very good, and which is very kind of environmental friendly altogether.
Saajan is an architecture student, but the pressure of studies did not stop him from pursuing an idea that struck him when he realized the sheer magnitude of the waste being generated every day. Saajan's team has tie-ups with big companies to source waste materials. These companies offer them their waste for free, and then Saajan and his team do wonders with them, creating products we never thought could be created using waste. These products are then sold at special workshops and exhibitions. This initiative by Saajan and his friends is now slowly changing lives. They've even engaged footpath tailors across the capital who are now part of the mission.
बच्चे स्कूल से आते हैं, कॉलेज से अपने पत्र लेते हैं, हमारे पास जितनी कतरे वेस्ट होती है वो डिजाइन बनाए जाते हैं और हमें भी अच्छा लगता है और बच्चे भी खुश हो जाते हैं, तो पैसे भी दिए जाते हैं और अच्छा लगता है कि ये बनाया हमने डिजाइन कतरों से.
Saajan and team also visit slums and educate people on the concept of upcycling. In doing so, the slum residents not only get involved in their work, but also become the prime beneficiaries.
Here is an initiative which actually the younger people are showing the way to the older people, that how from virtually from little grains of sand we can build the ocean.
Design Mafia is now beginning to take up large-scale social projects like shelters designed from entirely recycled and upcycled materials. From a team of just 8 on January 26, 2014, it has grown to engage more than 6,000 students and professionals.
right now mostly all the organizations only say that we have to save the environment, but nobody really bothers why it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out because there's no profit in it, so people don't get into it. But in Design Mafia, we have this upcycling concept which addresses both the environment and the economy simultaneously. So basically, rather than recycling where you decrease the value of your product, gradually, upcycling takes the same thing and keeps on increasing its value further. So what you're doing here is you're generating value to the economy and also to the environment.
Today, Design Mafia has 65 regional units running across SAARC nations. Numerous workshops on utilization of waste across India and events like the Junk Morphia initiative have also been conducted. But the journey for this social entrepreneur has only just begun.
I think I may come out as a upcycling guru in this country, or in this world, and something very creative we guys gonna come up. And our main motive is that we actually create some kind of impact to the whole lives of the country.
Prashant, who would have thought that waste management could make money?
No, I know. And I cannot think of any way of using waste better than this, to actually, instead of just recycling it, you're actually upcycling it
and
creating something that's useful, and you're creating wealth. And there's absolutely no shortage of waste in our country, and I think that's a huge opportunity. In fact, I think that's another area where the PPP model can be used very well, because the government does not have to solve every problem in the country. If there's enough waste out there, there was something about Gurgaon that has so much of waste where people should actually get involved in recycling that, and that can be a very good PPP model, both in solid waste as well as in waters, like river management. River waste management should also be done in the PPP model, and I think that's a great way of cleaning up the country as well as generating wealth.
Incredible story indeed, and time now to slip into a short break, but when we come back, another wonderful story awaits us.